Everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Brianna Duarte, and for my 5 themes of geography project, I have chosen Costa Rica. To start, why I chose Costa Rica? I chose this place because it's somewhere I've always wanted to visit. It just looks very pretty to me with all different kinds of beaches, rainforests, and things to see outdoors. What made me pick it for this project specifically is that you can see beaches, mountains, and volcanoes all in one trip. For comparison, it's just slightly bigger than South Carolina, which I found really interesting for such a small country to have so much to offer. So it felt like a good choice where I could learn about different geographic features and look into a place I'd actually want to travel to someday. For location, Costa Rica's absolute location is approximately 10 degrees north for the latitude and 84 degrees north for the longitude, which just tells us exactly where it is on the map. In terms of relative location, it's in Central America, kind of between North America and South America. And for geographic context, Costa Rica sits between Nicaragua up north and Panama down south. And what's cool is that it has two different coasts, the Pacific Ocean on the west side and the Caribbean Sea on the east side. When we look at Costa Rica as a region, we focus on what different areas have in common. In this case, Costa Rica's regions are unified by similar physical features, climate patterns, and even cultural or economic activities that are influenced by the environment. For climate, Costa Rica is mostly tropical and rainy, and it has three main climate zones: tropical rainforest, tropical monsoon, and tropical savanna. There are so many different climate zones because of the country's mountains and elevation changes, and also because it has two different coastlines. The higher mountain areas are cooler and wetter, while the lower coastal areas are hotter and more tropical. Having both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea affects the weather differently, so even though Costa Rica is small, it develops a variety of climates. Physically, Costa Rica includes steep mountains, tropical beaches, rainforests, rivers, and waterfalls, and these features show up across different regions. All of this affects how people live and what each region is known for. For example, the Central Valley is known for coffee production because the soil and climate are perfect for it, while San Jose is more urban and focused on cultural and economic activities. So the land itself helps shape what each region does and how people in those places live. Human-Earth relationships, Costa Rica is a great example because people rely on land, forests, and wildlife in many different ways. These natural resources provide jobs, energy, food, and places to enjoy nature. Tourism shows how humans benefit from the environment. People come to explore beaches, forests, and wildlife, which supports the economy while encouraging conservation. Energy is another example. Costa Rica provides nearly all its electricity from renewable sources like rivers, wind, and geothermal energy from volcanoes. For example, the hydroelectric dam you see here uses the flow of rivers to generate electricity in a clean and sustainable way. People depend on nature, but they do it responsibly. Finally, local communities help protect forests and wildlife. By doing so, they maintain the balance between human needs and the health of the environment, which is what human-earth relationships are all about. Right now, let's talk about the movement in Costa Rica, which is basically how people and goods get around. So most people get around using cars, public buses, shuttles, or taxis, and ride sharing is starting to become more popular in the cities too. Getting to and from Costa Rica is pretty easy. The country has main airports, seaports, and domestic flights that make it simple to travel both inside the country and internationally. In some coastal or remote areas, roads don't go everywhere, so people use ferries or boat taxis to reach beaches, islands, and other spots you can't drive to. Overall, the way people travel here really shows how geography shapes movement in the country. Finally, for place, let's talk about what makes Costa Rica unique. Even though it's small, Costa Rica is a biodiversity hotspot, home to about 6% of the world's species. Some of the amazing animals you can find there include sloths, toucans, scarlet macaws, howler monkeys, iguanas, and plenty more. There are many examples shown on the screen provided. Another interesting thing is that Costa Rica doesn't have a military. Instead, the country focuses on education, healthcare, and protecting the environment, which is pretty unusual compared to most countries. These two factors, the incredible wildlife and the focus on people and sustainability, really make Costa Rica stand out to me. To wrap things up, Costa Rica overall is just a very cool place. People there do a lot with the environment, things like ecotourism, renewable energy, and conservation, so it's clear how connected they are to the nature around them. The wildlife, culture, and focus on peace make it different from anywhere else. Even though it's small, it's packed with natural and cultural richness. Honestly, learning about it has been very fun, and I'd still love to go there someday. The beaches, rainforests, and wildlife seem truly incredible. I hope you enjoyed learning a little about Costa Rica, and maybe it'll inspire you to visit one